Stephen Colbert insists he is greater conservative than human beings may assume, and now not a lefty parent. Stephen Colbert has insisted he's more conservative than the Yank people might imagine, and isn't really a lefty parent. The 61-month-old host of Overdue Night with Stephen Colbert spoke with GQ's Zach Barron in a recent interview and claimed his show appeals to both conservatives and liberals. The demographics of these indicates are interesting, he stated. It's about a third. It's approximately a third Republican, a third Democrats, a third Independents. You'd suppose, every person understand me as this sort of lefty figure, Colbert perceived. I think I'm more conservative than people think. I just manifest to be speaking about a central government and extremists. Colbert went on to say that his average on-air criticisms of President Donald Trump, which he defined as like the scream but with jokes, are his genuine reaction to the news of the day. I don't always say or do things that I don't mean on the show except I'm in character like a cartoon, he stated. The late-night host then defined that people may also see him as more left always than I am, because I'm not sure of what other response would be an honest one. It's difficult to have a balanced reaction to the idea of troops on the streets of a city that actually isn't undergoing an invasion, he stated. Is any other reaction honest? At another point in the interview, Colbert stated he attempted to keep away from discussing politics on the show after almost 10 years of hosting his Comedy Central display, The Colbert Report. But during the 2016 election, which pitted Trump against Hillary Clinton, Colbert stated he realized again that you can't do those shows except you're talking about something that you really care about that's in daily conversation. He explained that he felt it was a risky thing to fabricate a person like Donald Trump with the power and dignity of the office of president. Because then people most only see the garbing of the distinction and power of that office, that it presents dignity and standing to everything the person does. Colbert also addressed his show's cancellation over financial constraints, which came days after he slammed CBS's $16 million agreement with Trump as a large fat bribe. The president had sued the network over the editing on a 60 Minutes interview with Kamala Harris ahead of the presidential election, which he claimed constituted interference. He called the lawsuit a nuisance and claimed that the network's parent organization, Paramount, could have without difficulty fought it, mentioning the organization's own words calling Trump's allegations completely without merit. And keep in mind, Paramount produced Transformers: Rise of the Beast. They know completely without merit. He joked at the time, poking a fun at the Paramount movie that bombed at the box office. He then noted a phony statement, joking that the network said, "You can take our money, but you will never take our dignity. You can, however, buy our dignity for the low rate of $16 million. We need the money." The comic claimed the payout came in light of the company's $8.4 billion merger with Skydance, which got approval from the Trump administration in July. Reflecting on the situation in the interview with GQ, Colbert stated he often defers to the network about decisions, but it is far self-evident that this is negative to the reputation of the network, the company, and the news department. So it's unclear to me why anyone would do that other than to curry favor with a single individual. Colbert is now set to air his final episode of Late Night with Stephen Colbert in May 2026, something he has poked a fun out on his show. In a recent episode, the late-night host even applauded Trump's Gaza peace deal, before cheekily asking if his doomed show would be saved. There's some good news out there, because today, thanks to Trump's newly brokered ceasefire in Gaza, all living Israeli hostages and nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners have been released. It's important. Credit where credit is due. Donald Trump did something. Good. Are we still canceled? You sure? I tried. Colbert is now set to dip his toe into voice airing with a role in Star Trek Starfleet Academy. The comedian, who will not be on screen, said he was thrilled about the new opportunity that is set to hit screens on January 15th, 2026. He also said that he's looking forward to not having to spend 4 hours in hair and makeup every day for the new position.